Hi, Mohammad.
Hey, Karen, how are you?
I'm good. So, thank you so much for being on Entrepreneur Talk Show.
It gets stuck at times, yeah, so I don't know what thing is, yeah.
No worries about that. I can
Yeah,
still hear you loud and clear.
great, yeah.
Hey, I'm just very curious. What's a man doing behind a very beautiful brand and product?
It's kind of strange because I'm a banker by profession and this is not my line. But it was like, when you need to do something, you got to do it. So there's a push. So it's a family-run business, started by a male again, by my brother-in-law, who is more the brains behind our brand,
Uh,
and he is another legal finance guy, but who got into formulations for
okay,
natural skincare, right? So we
okay.
just see value in terms of promoting natural skincare to giving people an alternative for wellness, looking at a holistic lifestyle, and you know, making a choice for better living. And that's why we a lot of talking, a lot of making people understand the value of natural living, which is a very loose term in today's day and age. A lot of brands say natural, but they are not really natural.
Mm-hmm.
It's only when you look at the ingredients you really know whether how natural they are. So for us, our journey was more about actually providing a solution um, for the betterment of mankind, and that's where our name Alexia actually is a combination of two names, which means Alexia, which means Alexander, defender of mankind,
Mm-hmm.
and elixir, which is a secret potion.
Yep.
So we've combined the two and call it Elixir Naturals, to
Oh.
give it a very natural feel.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we've been in the business of 4 or 5 years, challenging because we were never entrepreneurs, but yeah, it is a learning curve, a huge learning, but we like the journey. It's challenging.
So, how's a man's journey in a woman's industry?
Oh, I mean, we are not, we are more a unisex range more than a women-centric range.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you see now, you have metrosexual men.
Yep.
And our products are not, though they fall under the beauty category, they are not really beauty products. They are not like cosmetics per se. They are not like, blush-ons or lipsticks or whatever. They are like balms which help with skin issues. So anyone could have those skin issues, right? Male, female. It's just that we are so tuned to understand that beauty is mainly female, but the beauty is also within males,
Oh.
children, adults, whoever it is. So our products are for male, female, any color, any nationality, any region, geography, any age, doesn't really matter. So that's why we feel when I go for expos, sometimes I see more males than females
Oh, wow.
because they are the, I mean, everyone is an entrepreneur.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's how we feel we are okay in this place right now.
So you're a corporate guy coming from banking experience, a banker, and then became an entrepreneur. What's some of these lessons that you learned over the last 5 years?
Right, so you see, once you do a 9 to 5 job, you gotta reach a point where you say, "Hey, enough is enough. I need to kick the boots and challenge yourself, learn new things." So a totally different line, coming from banking, sitting on a desk to hands-on doing things like everything, manpower, learning about IT, social media, which for younger generations is fine, but for 40 plus is like a challenge. But you learn. I didn't know what social media was. I still am not into the business. It also, we learn the commercial side, which I was not great at. So all these things combined, you know, and looking at entrepreneurship holistically gives us a good understanding of what business is and how business is run. Of
Wow.
course, our professional degrees or whatever help us up to a certain extent, because that knowledge is valuable, which we can use as entrepreneurs, and you know that no one can take you for a ride.
Yep. That's important, isn't
That's
it?
important. That's very important. Yeah.
Yep. You know that recently, of course, a lot of people actually lost their job. They probably slashed their income. Do you have any advice or tips for them to, how do they go through this period of time?
You see, this pandemic has really blown everyone off. Whichever part of the world you are in, doesn't matter. Um, it's sad. I know people who have lost their jobs themselves, and a bit challenging, because what we can actually tell them is just hang on. This will pass. It is just really, one should be worried about the pandemic, but at the same time, you need to have faith that things will improve. And once you have that hope, um, the jobs will come back. Jobs will definitely come back, because corporates will start hiring, businesses will start hiring, because business has to boom. Uh, in a globalized economy, if there's no business, it's going to be very challenging. And so, for governments to run countries, for the economy to run, businesses will need to hire. So don't give up hope. Um, Stay focused. Do what you're doing, and if you want to get into entrepreneurship, go ahead and do it. Be the master of your own destiny.
Wow.
That's very important.
Wow. That's really important. I think I pick up some of the very important nuggets from you, that hey, to take care of and take control and take charge of that destiny.
Yeah.
It's absolutely a beautiful thing to do.
I mean, I think a lot of entrepreneurs think it that way. That they do give their life. Sometimes they work in the professional field. They normally land up working years on end for an organization. Either they get fired or they retire, and what's next after that? So one needs to think what's next. In business, there's never a retirement age, right? And we realize that the pandemic, we realize that if we are stationary or we are confined to a certain space, we go crazy.
Mm.
While an entrepreneur will always be mentally alert.
Yep. Yep.
So if people who have lost their jobs, and if they feel that, hey, I have a skill or I have a hobby, however small it is, our business is very small. We're not hope, and we see the future as being bright. Uh, you know, and that's how we see value in that.
Yep. And I truly see that, hey, you are one successful scenario of pivoting it right and pivoting it well
Yeah,
to
yeah,
a second career that you have now.
yeah. I mean, you also need to have variety, right? You say one cannot be doing the same thing over and over again. Otherwise, people say, "Oh, my life is boring. What do I do?" Things like that. But one needs to move on. And now with technology, one needs to be really agile.
Yep.
If one is not agile, you'll be left behind. Then you can continue crying for the rest of your life. Uh, but if you're not with the flow, the river will continue flowing.
Yep, indeed. And I wish you all the best and go
Thank
with
you
the
very
flow
much.
with Alexia, and all the best in Alexia's
Thank,
venture.
thank you very much, Andrea. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for
Have a good day.
you
Bye.
too. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.